He has done more rallies, more town hall meetings, and had more discussions than all the other candidates put together. He has traveled to virtually every state, at least all the states on the schedule so far. And we're on the last leg now. And it's an exceptional thing that he has done. He's done far more legwork, far more hard work on the ground, and been focused, and he's doing very, very well. Unlike others that are just attacking and casting all kinds of aspersions on his character, he is simply going over the heads of everybody and going to the field. He's traveled throughout this country. That is his priority. And he has ignored the attacks, the vicious, senseless, and unkind attacks that he has been receiving from left, right, and center from major players in this country. He's remained focused. And when he's had to travel out of the country, he's done so for a purposeful reason, not to just go and look at the walls of the State Department in America like some did. And certainly he went to the UK to Chatham House and did exceptionally well, came back immediately and went to campaign immediately. I mean, that's what he's been doing all these days. And for a man that has been in politics for the last, 30 or whatever it is years.
All right, guys, welcome again to Chris Og Media on General Updates. Guys, that was FFK, Mr. Femi Fani Kayode, who is doing the bidding for Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress. Guys, I picked 2 points. I'm going to release the full video to you. That was just an introduction to the full clip. He said he has been walking selflessly, traveling from state to state. Every other presidential candidate have been doing the same thing. Peter Obi has been going from one state to another. Atiku has been going from one state to another. He has not been abusive. That point itself, he said he has not been abusive. Listen, when you say he has not been abusive, if you want to think about or think of the presidential candidate that has been so abusive, who do we choose, guys? Leave your comment in the section below for me. And he equally said Nigeria will collapse if Tinubu is not elected. Very funny, isn't it? Very funny. But then, of course, whose bidding do you expect FFK to do? Who's bidding? This is a man that was in PDP before, now jumped to APC and now defending APC. Don't forget that we have clips of him saying APC is a demon kind of a congregation. Their party is demonic. But now he's now doing the bidding positively for APC. This is to tell you guys that you need to understand the logic of this politician. You need to understand the fact that these guys are toying seriously with your lives. You need to get your PVC and vote. I used to be one of you guys. I used to believe in these politicians since 1960. What have you gained? What has Nigeria turned to? Nothing whatsoever. But they still continue to lie to you on a daily basis. Guys, you need to get your PVC and think twice. Sleep 3 times and think 3 times. I'm going to release the video to you guys. But before I go, I would like you to help us to share this content, help us to like it. Leave your comment in the section below. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel for more updates, kindly click on the subscribe button and open every notification so that you'll be notified each time we drop a new clip. All right, guys, enjoy the video and I'll see you again. Bye now.
People in the field working exceptionally hard, and those behind the scenes also working. A lot of people are involved within the PCC. We have many directorates under the DG, and our candidates and the vice are traveling all over the country. In my directorate alone, we have about 200 people working under me, and we have 4 media directorates. I mean, it's a massive, massive task with, hundreds and thousands of people are involved in the field. And it is a very, very, very excruciating experience. But it's very fulfilling because it's worth it. It's a good one. It's a tough one. But we have an excellent candidate and we're fighting for the future of our country. So far, so good. And I'm very, very confident of victory for our candidate.
Right. What then do you consider to be the core issues dominating the campaigns? Nigerians seem not to be getting the issue-based campaigns they desire.
Well, the core issues are very clear. The future of our country. We're fighting for the soul of our country. We're fighting for the destiny of our people. And we're fighting to ensure that we have a progressive, united nation in which everybody feels equal, no master, no servant. Everybody feels they have a future everybody believes and knows that at some point or the other they'll have the right to lead and to have a fair crack at the whip. We're trying to create an equitable Nigeria where everybody feels like a true Nigerian and where everybody feels they have a future. We're trying to establish a better economy, a greater nation, better our defenses, create power so that we can have electricity to function and ensure that industries boom and that people can live their lives and do their work and excel in every way. We're fighting to ensure that Nigeria becomes the Nigeria of our dreams and not what it has been turned into over a period of time by governments from many years ago and from individuals that essentially really did not care. That's what we're fighting for. And I might add that this, I pray, will not be our last opportunity, because if we get it wrong this time and we do not elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as our next president, I fear seriously that we will have major issues in this country, particularly if it falls into the hands of a man like Waziri Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi or even Kwakwanso. So that's how important this is. And we are not taking it lightly. We're working extremely hard, and we shall excel and we shall succeed in our endeavor. I have no doubt about that.
Okay, now let's talk about the APC campaign. How will you describe the way your presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, has fared in this race?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that.
Let's talk about the APC campaign now. How will you describe the way your presidential candidate has fared so far in this race?
I think he's done exceptionally well. I mean, look, he has done more rallies, more town hall meetings, and had more discussions than all the other candidates put together. He has traveled to virtually every state, at least all the states on the schedule so far. And we're on the last leg now. And it's an exceptional thing that he has done. He's done far more legwork, far more hard work on the ground and been focused. And he's doing very, very well. Unlike others that are just attacking and casting all kinds of aspersions on his character, he is simply going over the heads of everybody and going to the field. He's traveled throughout this country. That is his priority, and he has ignored the attacks, the vicious, senseless, and unkind attacks that he has been receiving from left, right, and center from major players in this country. He's remained focused, and when he's had to travel out of the country, he's done so for a purposeful reason, not to just go and look at the walls of the State Department in America like some did. And certainly he went to the UK, to Chatham House, and did exceptionally well, came back immediately, and went to campaign immediately. I mean, that's what he's been doing all these days. And for a man that has been in politics for the last, 30 or whatever it is years, over 30 years, for him to be showing this kind of energy and power and strength tells you one thing, that he has far more to offer in terms of energy, in terms of strength and focus than all the other candidates put together. And I'm very proud of his efforts, and I'm proud of the efforts of all those that have also been working. Many you don't see, some you see. But everybody is working extremely hard, and we're very proud of the efforts of our candidate and his vice, who is doing extremely well as well.
Yeah, but many Nigerians remain dissatisfied with the performance of the APC-led government. What do you think the administration has done differently to deserve to be returned to power in 2023?
Well, the issue is of dissatisfaction. I mean, there are many reasons why some people may not be too happy, but that comes after you've been in government, for example, for 8 years as a president. You're bound to have a certain level of dissatisfaction. I might say, or I might add rather, that much of that is probably misplaced, because if you look at what the government has managed to do in terms of infrastructure, if you look at what they've managed to do in terms of rice production, we're now a net exporter of rice. Wheat production, we now export wheat. Before we were importing all these things. If you look at infrastructural development, the second Niger bridge and so on and so forth, and look at what's happening. I mean, there are a lot of positives as well, and also the fight against terrorism over the last couple of years particularly has been exceptional. But of course, there are issues, and the most important thing to appreciate is this. We've managed to stay one as a nation. We've overcome all the hurdles. We've ensured that a foundation has been laid for development, real development, in terms of infrastructure and so on and so forth, despite the challenges the economy has faced over the years as a consequence of world events like COVID, the war in Ukraine, and so many other issues, oil prices. So we've managed, or rather the president has managed to establish a foundation. Now it's now left for the incoming president to build on that foundation and to ensure that we really do go much further. And that's precisely what he's pitted to do. So to those that say they are unhappy, it's relative. Some are, some appreciate the challenges, and some appreciate the efforts that this government has made. But the most important thing is that what lies ahead is what counts now, and who can build on this foundation. If Asiwaju comes in, he will build on the foundation. If Atiku comes in, he will destroy the foundation. If Obi comes in, he will destroy the whole of Nigeria and not just the foundation. So we need to move forward. He's working hard, he's doing well, he has plenty to offer, great plans for our country, and I'm very proud of these efforts. And by God's grace, we shall prevail, and he shall become the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, then. I would like you to be quite specific now. Now, what do you consider as the big achievements of the APC administration in core areas like security, infrastructure, and the economy?
Well, like I said to you earlier, there are so many things I could talk about, but let me just put this to you right now, okay? The present government, that is the president, has wonderful spokespersons. Garba Shehu, Femi Adesina, Lai Mohammed, my good friend, and so many others that have enunciated this position and what they've managed to achieve over the last few years. I'm particularly impressed with one thing, though, other than the things I've mentioned earlier, and that is the fact that if you look at what's happening in the fight against terror now in the northwest and in the northeast, you'll find that we've made so many gains over the last couple of years, unlike before. Also, we've established the fact that everybody is being attacked by these foreign Fulani killers, and not just Southerners or Middle Belters, and not just Christians. Everybody, particularly the Fulanis of the north themselves, and the Hausas of the north, in the northwest, and the core northerners in the northeast are also being attacked by them and by Boko Haram. And we've come together as a nation, as a government, to fight these people. And they have deployed massive military hardware into those areas, encouraged and established a joint task force, particularly in the northeast. And the war against terror has been taken very seriously over the last couple of years. And I'm very proud of that fact. That was one of the reasons why I was opposed to this government and the APC before. I felt that they were not doing enough, but they're doing plenty now. So that's just one thing, and there are so many other things. But the most important thing to appreciate is this. We are now about to enter a new dispensation. Mine is to ensure that I communicate precisely what our new candidate under the same platform will be able to do when he comes to power. And I think it's very important that people appreciate the fact that the last 7 to 8 years or whatever it is, the president has been in power. He has done his bit, and he has done as well as he can, and we have to commend him for what he has managed to achieve. Now the baton is being passed on to somebody else who will do a great job and who will continue what President Buhari has managed to achieve, the positive achievements. He will build on that foundation, and he will